Welcome to In My Opinion-Nefarious. You play as Crow, a well-known villain in this world, up to his usual shenanigans of kidnapping the princess from Macro City. Things are going smoothly and pretty much stay that way, as the hero of this world straight up dumps the princess and leaves Crow alone. With her captured again, Crow sets out to actually complete his plan this time, which is to kidnap the other princesses to power up his huge death machine, to of course, take over the world. I have to simply say I love the cast of characters. Crow can be an evil jerk, but in a way that's more funny than super sinister. The banter he has with his assistant and pretty much everyone else is just grade A comedy. Not only is entertaining, but the cast, especially Crow, are just flat out likable and have real personality. You want to see them interact more and more and kind of never want it to end. The world is set up in a way that it's basically, I'm the bad guy, you're the good guy, and you're the princess. So we know a song and dance, right? And that just makes it even funnier. I kept thinking while playing the game, man, I wish this was an actual animated show. This is a 2D platformer that will have you punching and grenade throwing through 12 levels. As you traverse the world, you run into a lot of cash and some other collectibles in forms of crowns and classic vinyl disc, in which after collecting you can purchase with your cash to hear on the jukebox. You even get random facts about said song after picking it up, which leads to some funny lines. What's great is you don't have lives, so you can die as much as you want, and with perfectly placed checkpoints, this makes you want to keep going after death. The most that happens when you meet your doom is you lose money, which you can recover since it's a box left floating that holds your lost cash. Between the levels, you have some downtime on your ship, which you can talk with your crew and captives, and listen to that jukebox I mentioned. I do suggest you talk to everyone after a level is completed, since they always got something new to say about what just happened, which is pretty cool. What does stink is your soldiers repeat the same thing over and over no matter what, which kind of makes them stick out compared to the others. I figured since they have a unique look, they would also have something new to say, but sadly that ain't the case. Besides that, you could buy some upgrades for Crow, such as more health and different weapons. Though in my opinion, when it comes to the best projectiles, stick to the grenades, as the other ones suck. Especially since you can't grenade hop with the others, which comes in handy for getting certain items. I felt like the platforming itself and the controls were pretty tight. It just never felt unresponsive and everything just clicked. Not to mention they really did try to give you some variety when it came to the levels and gameplay itself. Every time you got to a princess, they added a little extra spice to the gameplay, like being able to jump a bit higher, or being made to run at a breakneck pace with limited control after being jumped by a princess and with only throwing axes to defend yourself. With those additions and some events like a freaking dating game and going through your own funded evil museum helped keep things fresh. Then you have the boss fights that take an interesting spin since you're the villain, so you're the one in the evil robots to take down the goody goods. And there's even a shout out to old school JRPGs. These were very enjoyable, and I also like the fact that each level wasn't too long or too short. It was just the right pace. I didn't start to get sick and bored of the place. This is a very bright and colorful game, which seems to be going for the aesthetic of a cartoon, which works and is rather pleasing to the eyes. I love the character designs with each of them looking visually unique. None of them comes off like a lazy job and just fits the character. Each level feels distinct from one another, brimming with its own personality. You never felt like you were just playing the same level over and over again. One of them even caught me off guard when Yax just started singing, making me crack up. It's stuff like that which adds a little more to this world. There's even an underwater level that solely uses color, and they pull it off rather well. It's not a mess and it looks rather pretty. I actually enjoyed some of the tunes of the levels like the previously mentioned Yak one in the Orga Kingdom. There was only one weird glitch I ran into when the text bubble was cut off and stuck on top of the screen, but I just restarted the checkpoint and it was gone. Besides that, the game ran smooth and no real other problems. I was surprised by how much I ended up loving this game. While it does have tight controls and variety when it comes to gameplay and visuals, I think what really made me fall in love with it was the characters themselves. The game is rather short and lasts for only 2 to 3 hours, and when it comes to replayability, there's 2 endings that are rather easy to get and you don't need to replay the whole game either. Then there's collecting everything and trying to get a better rank on each level, and that's it. Even with its short length, that doesn't mean you won't have a nefariously good time. I hope you enjoy my thoughts on this game, and for gamer's sake, keep gaming.